Hi again everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. Well, it was a continuation of tough news for holders of support.com, which is now Greenidge Generation, ticker symbol GREE. The trading debut of GREE was met with a strong sell-off. My trading platform IG Markets has attributed it to finishing the regular session down by $59.20 per share at a price of $43.50, meaning its debut price was technically $102.70, which was pretty close to the estimate we established yesterday of $102.61. Even though I have been avoiding this stock and support.com stock previously, I really truly felt for those who were stuck in the stock yesterday. I heard stories of some people's trading apps not yet giving them access to the new shares, and they had to sit there and watch their accounts diminish. I'm really sorry to hear about all that. It really sucks. Hopefully there is some greener news in the near future for you guys. Anyway, I'm going to sift through Wednesday's carnage and try to get a bit of an idea for what is going on with the Greenidge stock and give some opinions, a big stress on opinions, for what the near future may hold for the stock. So let's get into it. So to start with, here is a 1 minute chart for the stock. I had been watching the stock in the pre-market and it had quickly fallen to below $80, then $70 a share, a trend which continued in the regular session with the stock opening at just below $60. Other than a decent rally following a first hour of selling off, there was a general downward trend throughout most of the session, with a small but sharp rise in the final minutes of trade. Perhaps a sign that the market may see the stock price as being quite oversold at that point in time. In another pleasing sign, it looks like there has been a continued move up for the stock in the aftermarket. Currently it is up by another $1.22 at $44.72. So hopefully this is something that can continue for the stock on Thursday. At this stage, there is not much out about the shorts for the stock being new to the market. However, if we work out what the stock is worth in terms of if it were still support.com, then basically during Wednesday's session, the $11.80 per share that support.com closed at on Tuesday fell down to $5 a share on Wednesday, which is definitely not good for a short squeeze effort. In fact, it more or less obliterates it. As we can see, the creep down in the aftermarket on Tuesday became a landslide on Wednesday in support.com stock equivalents. The fact that this yellow line has been breached means most of the legacy distressed short positions that existed prior to the big rally have more or less had the opportunity to get out of their positions, as I believe the bulk of the pre-short squeeze rally positions were caught up between the $4 and $8 range. So many of these previously distressed positions have likely been able to get out, meaning the short squeeze potential in its previous incarnation of intensity is now more or less finished. So in terms of an outlook, at present, my gut instinct tells me that there is potentially some more upside for GREE stock based on its present levels. From the June quarter results, support.com had a tangible book value of $1.66, and while their more recent quarterly earnings were not strong in the first half of this year, that positive tangible book value would give them still a much stronger market value than $1.66 or even the $2.10 the stock was trading at before the March 22 merger announcement. Now, given that support.com was such a small company with a tiny market cap, it was not covered by any major analysts. However, I do remember seeing a rough valuation of the stock based on assets and earning potentials dated back to the time of the March 22 announcement of $7.54 per share. I can't remember the source, but I believe it was an article on the NASDAQ website. So these two stats alone make me believe that there was a big overselling of GREE stock on Wednesday, probably due to a bit of a panic, and could mean, not for sure, but could mean a bit of a bounce for the stock maybe coming on Thursday. Like everything in this video, this is just an opinion, however, and I haven't been able to relocate that article to confirm that estimate. Anyway, like I have said before, this has been called a merger, but it's very much an acquisition by Greenidge Generation. They are the much bigger entity, and I really don't know what complementary role the support.com business will provide them. This move is clearly just to give the company access to capital raisings through the markets, which could be a source of further dilution to shareholders in the future. Also, the shares issued to support.com stockholders are Class A, and with Class A, they hold 10 times less voting rights than Class B. When you consider that support.com shareholders, now GREE Class A shareholders, are only 8% of the overall shares, they really are an afterthought in this merger and have pretty much no power in the say of which way the company goes. Greenidge also announced on Wednesday that they have placed an order for 10,000 S19J Pro Bitcoin miners from Bitmain, perhaps a further sign of what this company's true focus is. Finally, it is worth noting that the Bitcoin price is currently about 17% lower than where it was at the time of the deal announcement in March, which affects the earning capacity of Greenidge Generation, especially as the energy costs associated with mining continue to increase, and this will be also weighing on the share price. This merger feels a little like a sham marriage where the cashed-up Greenidge Generation wants access to the poor and comparably pathetic Support.com's credit cards. I suppose another bad analogy could be the equivalent of the Starks attending the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones. The insiders and institutions of Support.com who held the majority of the voting power pre-merger would be very happy with this deal, as their buy-in rate was likely below the $2 a share mark for Support.com. It looks like it is a case of the retailers who are left holding the bag. I know some will be optimistic for the future of the new company, especially if you are big on the future of Bitcoin and crypto. In fact, some may even view Wednesday's sell-off as an opportunity to buy on the dip. Again, this is not an endorsement from me. But if you were holding Support.com from near the heights of the short squeeze rally, then it's a tough situation to be in. I really hope you've not wagered more than you can afford to lose on this one. In saying all this, I will not be totally surprised to see some stock price recovery in the near future, if not on Thursday. Greenidge Generation appears to be a very purposeful driven organisation, and there appears to have possibly been a bit of an overselling of the stock in a bit of a panic on Wednesday. Though I will not be at all surprised if I'm totally wrong on any of what I've spoken about in this video. It's such a crazy investing space to be in at the moment. Anyway, thanks for watching everyone. I wish you all the best in the future with this stock. May the markets trade in your favour. Cheers.